Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Former Cowboys two-time All-Pro tabbed realistic target for Commanders. The Washington Commanders roster is much improved after an offseason that saw the front office spend plenty of money to better the team. While the talk of the offseason has been Jaden Daniels, the Commanders' defense added veteran players who should improve a unit that allowed the most points per game last year. Looking at other potential targets, Bleacher Report's NFL scouting department listed former Dallas Cowboys two-time All-Pro selection Stephon Gilmore as a realistic target. The Commanders should be eager to add more to a secondary that ranked dead last in passing yards allowed last season, Bleacher Report wrote in a May 13 column exploring teams' needs after the draft and offseason. After playing for Quinn in Dallas last season, Stephon Gilmore should be a logical target. Gilmore started all 17 games for the Cowboys last season and performed well. He'd add talent, experience, and leadership to a cornerback room that needs it. The Commanders signed many former Cowboys players who played under new head coach Dan Quinn. Dante Fowler Jr., Tyler Biadasz, and Dorrance Armstrong lead the way in former Cowboys players the Commanders signed this offseason. The first step in the Washington Commanders becoming a better team is fixing their defense. They allowed the most yards per game, the sixth most rushing yards per game, and the most passing yards per game. Even if Daniels ends up being a franchise quarterback, the 2023-24 Commanders defense won't lead to much success, as they saw last season with a 4-13 record. Gilmore was elite again in the 2023-24 season, posting an overall PFF grade of 74.4, a run defense grade of 76.1, and a coverage grade of 72.3. Having a lockdown corner who can defend other teams' best wide receivers is a need for every team, and Gilmore would give them just that. Exploring position groups the Commanders could still address in March, Zach Selby, the Commanders' senior writer, wrote how Gilmore could help the team. Stephon Gilmore, who played for Quinn in Dallas, was as difficult of a task for his opponents as ever in 2023, allowing the fifth lowest completion rate of his career and getting 13 pass breakups, his most since 2019, Selby wrote. He also continued his streak of getting at least one interception for the 12th consecutive season. With the lack of success the Washington Commanders found last offseason, veteran players like the former Dallas Cowboys star could be hesitant to play for them. However, the culture looks to be changing as Commanders receiver Jahan Dotson said the energy is different from Quinn, according to John Keim of ESPN. It has been a completely different energy from the second we kind of walked into the first team meeting. Coach Quinn really emphasized that we're really a team. It's been really good energy, really good vibes around the building. It is really exciting times. This culture change could help the Commanders land players of Gilmore's caliber, and given he already has a relationship with Quinn, this is a perfect pairing for both sides. Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott and Bill Belichick predicted as package deal for NFC team in shocking development for 2025. The Dallas Cowboys are entering one of the most pivotal seasons in the last decade or two of the organization's history. For the last several years, Jerry Jones has attempted to build a roster that could bring another Super Bowl to the most popular franchise in the NFL. The Cowboys haven't reached a Super Bowl since 1995, when they defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers 27-17. Since then, Jones has done everything imaginable to try to build a franchise good enough to add another Lombardi trophy to the case, but the Cowboys have fallen short time and time again. Despite reaching the playoffs 5 of the last 7 seasons with Dak Prescott as the team's starting QB, and finishing the last 3 regular seasons with 12-5 records, Dallas has choked when it mattered the most. Much of the blame has fallen on Prescott, who has shined during the regular season and appeared to be one of the top QBs in the NFL, but time after time, he's crumbled in the playoffs, leading to disappointing seasons year after year. Last season, there were a lot of smart people in NFL circles who believed the Dallas Cowboys were finally poised for a run to the Super Bowl. Dak Prescott closed out the 2023 regular season ranked in the top 5 in several major categories for NFL QB. He entered the playoff matchup against the Green Bay Packers with 4,516 yards, third, 36 touchdowns, first, 9 interceptions, and a QB rating of 72.5, second. Although some rolled their eyes when Jerry Jones and company decided to fire Kellen Moore at the end of last season, as he's regarded as one of the up-and-coming young and brilliant offensive minds, head coach Mike McCarthy took over play calling and the Cowboys' offense looked elite for the majority of the year. Finally, Prescott and CeeDee Lamb found the perfect chemistry and emerged as arguably the top quarterback/wide receiver tandem in the league. Beyond Dak Prescott and the explosive offense that averaged 389 yards and 30 points per game and finished with 77 touchdowns in the regular season. On the other side of the ball, the Dallas Cowboys boasted one of the top defenses in the NFL. Everything was set up for success, but when their first home playoff game came around and they were significant favorites over a young, inexperienced Packers team that snuck into the postseason, Dallas did what it always does. The Cowboys were dominated 48-32 and Prescott struggled, while the defense made Jordan Love look like Patrick Mahomes. So now entering 2024 with several major decisions ahead, there's a very real possibility this could be the final season for Prescott as the Dallas starting QB and Mike McCarthy as the team's head coach. If they don't make a significant run in the playoffs, it seems inevitable Jones is prepared to make massive moves to reset the franchise. Dak Prescott and Bill Belichick could both be employed by the same organization next season, not the Cowboys, according to Fox Sports' Nick Wright. Prescott will be a free agent next year unless he can agree to an extension with the Dallas Cowboys, while Belichick has been out of a job, coaching-wise, since the New England Patriots relieved him of his duties earlier this year. Tom Brady cracks Dak Prescott joke ahead of debut as NFL analyst in Dallas Cowboys opener. After retiring from the NFL, Tom Brady has devoted himself to countless sports-related projects, not just American football. Tom Brady owns a small stake in the Las Vegas Raiders, co-owns Birmingham FC, a football team in England's third division called League One. Brady also invests in the Las Vegas Aces of the WNBA, the U.S. Women's Basketball League. It was announced last Monday that the Cleveland Browns will host the Dallas Cowboys for Week 1 of the 2024 season. This game, which takes place on September 8, will mark Tom Brady's debut as an analyst. He will be appearing on Fox broadcasts throughout the season. The former quarterback signed a $1 million contract with the network, 10 years of service for $375 million. Scheduled for 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time, the game is part of an exclusive Fox double window. This means that there will be no competition with CBS, since they won't be broadcasting any matchups in the late afternoon. The calendar containing all the matches will only be released on Wednesday, 15. For the time being, few games have been announced. After the big reveal, Brady appeared on NFL on Fox to make his first comments on the importance of analyzing Browns versus Cowboys. Obviously, having the Cowboys on is a huge draw. As America's team, that's gonna get a little hard for me to say that all the time, understanding that they were the competition for a long time. But in this new role, I know how important the Cowboys are to this network, said the legendary QB. I love covering them. I've obviously been going against them for a long time and now I get to tell everyone how great they are. As a player, Brady established a 7-0 record against the Cowboys until he was defeated in the last game of his career, a wild-card game in January 2023. The multi-champion also made a brief mention of Dak Prescott. They got great storylines. Dak Prescott, let's see if he can finally come through. Afterwards, the audience burst out laughing and the QB joked, "Did that just slip out?" Brady is missed on the pitch, but now at least the fans will be able to enjoy his brilliant analyses, because he has always had an above-average intelligence. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Tom Brady? Leave your opinion in the comments.